I'm Coach Brenita Jackson, the head coach at Texas Wesleyan University, and I got next.
You next up and you ain't been on SportsLifeTalk. Like, what are you doing? Hey, you better hit him up. Look, you breaking next and you up next. Kings and queens go hard. Rise and star on the big scene. Make them know who you are. You don't break a sweat. Don't settle for less. They put you through that test. Your resume that flex. Who got next? Who got next? SLT, ready, set, go. Who got next? Who got next? Living my dreams and all your goals. Who got next? Who got next? You can ask B. Jones or head coach. Who got next? Who got next? You next up, so here's my vote. Chill.
Oh my goodness, SLT Nation. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Sports Life Talks. You Got Next, a show about the future voices of tomorrow, a platform that is built for the people. Kevin and I have scoured the earth and we have tried to find amazing human beings who are doing phenomenal things and living out big dreams. And today's story definitely fits the bill. Somebody who's built off character, somebody who's giving back to the community, helping athletes every day to become the selves that they envision themselves becoming. We got Coach Brenita Jackson in the building. How you doing today, Coach?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are y'all doing?
We're living good. We just right now. I'm just in awe of your majesty. Right now, I'm just in awe of your of all these amazing things that I've read about you and how phenomenal you are. If this is your first time checking out the show, allow me to introduce myself. I am your host, the mouth of the South, B. Jones, the Louisianimal, Mr. Yeet himself. I'm rocking alongside of my co-host, my partner in crime, my brother from another mother, the head coach, KT. Kev, you ready to rock and roll, man?
Yes, I am. But B. Jones, I had a blind date with a basketball player that went to her school back in the day.
No, what school was that, Kev?
It's Texas Wesleyan, right? I said that right.
Okay,
right?
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Because looking at it, she's been quite a few places, man. She's been some different places.
Her current school that she's the head coach at.
Are you saying there's something with the women at Texas Wesleyan, Kevin? Or moving on?
Wait. Hey, this was years ago, a long time ago.
I know, man. I know. Hey, listen, thank y'all for checking out our channel. Kevin and I supremely appreciate all the love and support, whether you came here to just hear about the You Got Next series or you are one of Coach Jackson's player or one of the over 4,000 people she's helped out on her incredible journey with her and her husband. We want to ask a small favor of you. A small favor that could have a tremendous and huge impact, and this is the beauty of it, ladies and gentlemen. It won't cost you a penny. It's free. On the count of three, we need you to do us the tremendous favor of smashing that subscribe button. Just that simple. That's all you have to do. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Now, you just signed up for all access passes to more phenomenal stories of You Got Next. We go live and we pump out amazing content 24/7. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. And we also, with that being said, if you did smash that subscribe button, welcome to the SLT family. You know what? The first person that says something in the comments, I'm gonna throw you an SLT t-shirt. There it is. Put your name in the comments, and we're gonna answer back, and we're gonna get you an SLT t-shirt. All right. Without further ado, Coach Jackson, your players, everybody who just smashed subscribe, they in the family. But you got to cross the burning sands. You know what I'm saying? You got to go through what we call the Sports Life Talk initiation. Are you ready, Coach?
I'm ready.
All right, Kev, let's go.
All right, Coach. To initiate you into the SLT family, you got to give us your top 5 music artists.
Top 5 music artists. I'm gonna go with Alicia Keys. I'm gonna probably just go R&B with y'all. Beyonce. I love me some Beyonce. Jill Scott, and I really love Trey Songz, even though he's a little edgier than what he used to be.
He's out there, Coach.
He's not singing about love anymore.
I just wanna be.
And I would also say Anthony Hamilton.
And the point of it all.
Yeah.
Coach, have you heard Anthony Hamilton's new song? It's a new one that just came out. Oh my! It kind of made me. I teared up a little bit. I said Anthony Hamilton can't catch a break. First, hey, what was her name? Jolene. What was her name? Charlene left him, and the new woman cheating on him. I'm like, Lord, he had to ask God for forgiveness.
Well, B. Jones, that's what happens when you leave your pregnant wife with twins. But we're gonna move right up. All right, Coach. So, give us your favorite sports teams.
I'm a huge Dallas Cowboys fan.
Now I see how you got the ticket to the show. Now I see how you got the ticket to the show. Kev.
Great job, Coach.
And the Dallas Mavericks. I'm from Dallas. I've been here since I was 5, so I'm a huge Dallas everything fan. Even the Stars. I don't know much about hockey, but I support them too.
B. Jones, already a great episode already. We don't really need to go on. KT. Do we need to continue?
You know what? She in the family, man.
Okay, now I gotta answer this one. I gotta ask it. All right, Coach. So, who is your favorite superhero and why?
I would say Batman. I love Batman just because he's just so smooth with it.
I'm starting to think I was set up, Coach.
It looks that way, doesn't it? Because she's a Cowboys fan and Batman. You know how much I love Batman. Oh my gosh, this is great. All right. What's the female Batgirl? Barbara Gordon. She's Batgirl. So we're gonna call you Batgirl for this episode.
Gotcha.
All right. Since every good superhero needs their own theme music, what would your theme song be?
I'm gonna have to go a little throwback, and I'm gonna say "Nuck If You Buck" if y'all remember that song. Yeah.
That song has started plenty of fights in the club. So yeah, we know.
But you know what though, kid? I want to fast forward 15 years from when that song was popular. I know Miss Jackson, Coach Jackson was much younger. What was Coach Jackson like when that song came on back in the day? Nuck if you buck.
As soon as you heard the beat drop, we was already looking for somebody who's out here knucking.
Yeah, I know, right? You knew some drama was going to go down when that song came on.
Oh, yeah.
Well, B. Jones, I think it's safe to say that Coach is in the family.
Well, I'll tell you what, Kev. Coach was already in the family. This was one of those stories that once I started digging into the research and learning more about Coach Jackson, I was thoroughly impressed, Coach. I'm going to be honest. This right now is just a privilege for me to even just be in the same room with y'all, or on the same Skype with you, and learning a little bit more about you. In case y'all don't know Coach Jackson, basketball coach at Texas Wesleyan. That's right. She is the head coach of the women's basketball program, straight out of Dallas, Texas, as she pretty much told you. But the real story is beyond I guess you could say, the whistles on the court, and what her and her husband has been able to do and accomplish throughout their career as this dynamic duo. They opened up KBJ Academy, and I kind of felt really special, Coach, when I found out that you played a little basketball at Southeastern. I'm the Louisiana boy. I'm from Louisiana. So Kevin got all this stuff he connected with you on, but you know what? You know about that gumbo and some of that food we got down there in South Louisiana. Right. So you can't folk to me too, though. You can't folk. You from the mud as well. You know what I mean? All right, Coach. Let's start off now. You was quick to tell us you from the DFW area. Tell us what it was like for you growing up out here, outside of the Nuck If You Buck. Tell us what it was a little bit about, for you growing up here in the DFW area.
Yes. So I originally got to the Dallas area when I was 5. My mom was in the Navy, so I was born in Chicago. We was in San Diego. But I've been here since I was 5. I love it. I think, most of my family says I'm country. Y'all probably hear a little accent. I don't know. But I've been here my whole life. Just the Southern hospitality is a real thing. Everybody is just very welcoming. And I'm a huge fan of food. I'm a little foodie, so the food here is amazing. And then, I grew up in the Cedar Hill area. That's where my mom bought her first home, and that's where we kind of settled in at. So I went to an extremely competitive high school. They talked about winning from the minute you set foot in the doors. Every single sport was expected to win and perform at a high level. So I kind of was shaped in that at a young age, and just learned a lot about it's okay to be competitive in sports. It's okay to, be invested and we played, man. We just played like year round, summertime. It didn't matter. We was always up at the gym playing and hooping, and we had some amazing coaches that would open the doors for us and just create that space for us to have a safe place to go and do something that we love. And I loved it, though. I loved it. Cedar Hill plays in one of the top districts really in the state of Texas. So you're playing against heavy competition night in and night out. Like, if you decide that you're going to take off one game, somebody's coming for your head. So.
Go get your head bust.
Yeah.
Go get that
so
work.
It was good. Yeah, it was good. And it was good to just be shaped in that in the beginning formative stages. I think the high school that you go to matters. And I think it does shape a huge part of how you view the game. And even the middle school, I went to Cedar Hill Middle School as well. I think that stuff matters. So, for people that's kind of trying to figure out, where you want to go, I think you got to be intentional about what program you come up in, especially if you're serious about sport.
So basically, you're telling everybody out there to move to Cedar Hill.
Cedar Hill is the place to be. It is the place to be.
Hey, Coach, now, do you have a big family? Because you mentioned your mom. Being, so you're a Navy brat. So any other family members that play sports?
Strangely enough, my mom said she played basketball in high school. I seen her jump shot. I was like, I don't know if you played.
You play something like basketball, Mom.
Yeah, she was like, I was a basketball player and a cheerleader. I was like, I believe the cheerleader part because she is so loud in the stands. But everybody in my family kind of played, but I was the first to go to college and the first to go play professionally. So I was the first one that kind of took it more serious, but we had athletes all throughout, the family. And I do have a pretty big family. My grandma had like 7 kids. So, pretty big family. And I don't know anybody on my daddy's side. I don't know if I get anything from that side of the family, but I will say, like, we all play sports, but I think I was the first one that really got real serious about it and was like, this is what I want to do with my life. So.
All right, Coach. So now, when did basketball become something that you knew this was my life's path, right? Because you didn't just play in high school. We talked to everybody at the gas station, at the grocery store. They say, "Oh, I used to hoop." I used to hoop back in the day, but not too many people take it past that high school jersey, right? So when did you realize that not only were you going to, be a great basketball player and take it to the next level, but even evolve that into becoming a head coach and leading in mentorship and being a steward for other great athletes?
Right. So strangely enough, when I was in high school, I don't know if this is a while ago, I'm about to date myself again, but the movie Love and Basketball came out. So I know everybody loved that movie. Everybody, they wanted to be Omar and Sanaa. Like, that was just a thing back then. And that was actually my first time seeing that women could play professionally overseas. I thought the WNBA was the only thing that existed. And, the percentages are just not, it's just not in your favor. So I was like, I really love basketball. Like, it's all I think about all day long. I'm outside shooting jump shots at 2 a.m. The neighbors is mad, calling my mom, like, get your daughter in the house. Like, I was just in love with it. And I would go play with guys all the time because guys will hoop year round. And sometimes my female friends would play, and sometimes they was like, "Nah, I'm gonna go get my hair did." So I just was in love with it. And so when I got the opportunity to play at the college level, I knew for sure I wanted to play in college. My mama straight up told me, she said, "Brenita, you better make that basketball thing work, or you're gonna join the military." So she gave me an ultimatum. I said, "I ain't joining no military. That's out." So I'm working on that jump shot even harder. Yeah.
Hey, Kevin. So Kevin, you a Marvel fan, Kevin, and they got this new series called What If. Like, can you imagine the What If Navy edition of Coach Jackson here? Like, she a super soldier.
Yeah, but what's funny about it, she still could have hooped.
You know what? That is true. You could have went to the Navy and played. Yeah. That's right. That's fair. Fair.
No, it came a little extra though. But
all right, Coach. So let's get to the meat and potatoes of this thing, though. As much as your players probably want to hear more story, I'm pretty sure they probably tired of you telling them about how you give them buckets of stuff at practice. You probably get on them and tell them like, "Hey, well, my day we took that charge." All right? But let's talk about some of the amazing things that you and Kevin Jackson are doing, because you guys are y'all outside right now. Y'all got podcasts going on. Y'all got camps and clinics and all kind of stuff. Tell us a little bit about KBJ Academy.
Yeah, KBJ Academy was birthed in 2014. We started coaching at the college level at Lamar College. Me in 2008. I got the head job in 2010. I hired Kevin, and then in 2012 the school shut down. So that was kind of like, whoa, I didn't know that was even an option, because from a coaching perspective, all you're thinking about is winning and building your program. So it made us take a step out of just straight basketball and think along the lines of, we got to have multiple streams of income. And how else can we use this gift God gave us to help other people? And so we just started brainstorming for a year and a half. We just brainstormed and wrote stuff out and different things that set us apart. Different coaches was like calling and asking us for advice. And, the common theme that we were hearing was a lot of parents and players didn't understand the recruiting process. So we would do a lot of consulting with that. A lot of coaches was like, man, how do y'all get y'all kids to play so hard? So then that kind of birthed the idea of team building retreats. And slowly, like year after year, we just started putting stuff together. We didn't rush into it. We just little by little, we did skills training, we did camps, clinics, all kinds of stuff that really just served the needs of what the calls and the consultations were about. And we did. We started KBJ Academy. We was in Houston, and we've been just taking care of one client at a time and growing slowly. And over the years, we've been blessed to travel the country. I'm actually in Houston right now because my husband is doing a camp in Houston, and it's a blessing when you get to kind of take your experience and help other people kind of learn what they can do so that they can reach the same goals and hopefully be better than what you were. So yes, we got the podcast, Coffee with KBJ, which is motivation, Hoops with KBJ, which we're getting more into the sports. We have a book that we wrote called Play College Basketball, because one thing we learned when we would do these camps and talk about it was there was so much new information and definitions that they were not able to remember. So we were like, what can we create to put in their hands so that they can go home and not just hear it once, but maybe even research it and dive into the details of it. So we created the book Play College Basketball, and it's just, all of it is just to help other people, to be honest with you. But it came from kind of being in a situation where, a school shut down and it was a traumatic event. And, we had to sit and look at each other and pray and be like, well, what is God trying to tell us? So,
but ain't that how it always happens?
I believe that's how it happens. And sometimes people go through traumatic events, and sometimes, you just got to take your gift out of the box and be willing to do stuff that other people aren't doing, but you're still helping people, So, but no, we've been blessed to do that. Lots of student athletes have been able to come up with a plan, come up with a strategy so that they can be more intentional about their recruiting so they can play at the next level.
See, Coach, that's why when Kevin first introduced the concept to me of asking everybody what their favorite superhero was, I was like, where are you going with that, Kevin? But it's a thought process behind it, because every superhero comes from like a crazy catalytic moment, right? It's always something bad happens to them, and that's how they get their greatest powers, right? And you guys that are coming on stage for You Got Next to us, you're like walking, living, breathing superheroes. And I only say that because you're kind of being modest. You guys have helped out over 4,500 student athletes. I mean, like, think about that. That's a lot of kids. And that's not even talking about the family members, right? You may have impacted a kid that was able to, help their mom and do other different things and give these people a different way of life. So, but what did it mean to you to get the program running out here in the DFW area? How important was it for you to get KBJ Academy back home and back grassroots, helping the kids from the local area that you came up in?
Yeah, I think that was probably the driving force behind me getting back into coaching at the college level. Because we stepped away. I mean, the business was booming. We're in different cities and states every weekend. And I don't know. I think that, you go through seasons of life where all that traveling is great. And then, you go through a season of life where you just say, okay, God, what is next? And I just took some time and reflected. And kind of went back to what were pivotal moments in my life. And high school was a pivotal moment, so was college. And so I want to be there in those pivotal seasons for those student athletes, to just be like an encourager and to teach them toughness. Listen, you're going to have to be tough in order to make it in this world. Everything's not going to be handed on a silver platter. And I think it's important that we continue to teach them through sports and prepare them for life. So for me, coming back home, being able to give back, I spent a year at a high school and then transitioned to Texas Wesleyan. I'm home. My family is here. My grandma is down the road. She's not real mobile, but she said she come to a game. So for me, it means everything because I know that there's a lot of talent here, but more importantly, there's purpose here. There's kids here that need help, that need just a little bit of direction, a little bit of guidance, a little bit of teaching, and it could really be the difference between them going and getting that degree or not.
So, Coach, I'm going to ask you a very big question, and this is going to be the last one, and I'm going to hand it over to Kev. Over the last 18 months to 2 years, the world has been flipped upside down. There are so many difficult conversations, even for a coach to have. Right now, you got the mental health conversation. You have players who want to take knee with Black Lives Matter, with equality. You got sex equality with women basketball not getting the same type of exposure that men's basketball or even other sports. You got COVID. We're in the midst of a pandemic. You're trying to manage a team. You're trying to get all your kids to do the right thing, wear masks, stay safe. And then on top of that, they announced less than 3 months ago that now kids can get paid. How are you juggling all of these different conversations with kids and parents and keeping your kids all focused and on the same page and still, able to push forward to try to win championships? Because you and your husband have been extraordinarily successful everywhere you went. What's the secret sauce? What's that Brenita barbecue sauce that you putting on this thing? How are you managing all of this?
Now, if I tell you that, I got to, you're going to have to get paid for it. No, but, I really think, and I'm not being like modest, I really think you have to have a genuine heart for people. And what I have found over the years is when my players finally realize I'm being tough on them because I see their potential, what I've found is when they feel that you care about them, they'll start caring about what you care about. And they'll give you everything they have because it's bigger than just basketball. And so for me, I don't think you can fake that. I think people can see and feel if you really don't care about them. And then when the parents see that you care so much, the parents, are all in on board. And you have to have a genuine heart for people. Or this business is not, kids will eat it up. They can tell, and they'll transfer on you. So, but for us, we're excited about it. We're excited about the opportunity to rebuild. Not everybody, has that kind of grace to rebuild. Juggling everything that comes, I think you got to take it one day at a time, one issue at a time. But I think you have to just address it head on. We have real conversations about COVID and how serious it is. We have real conversations about social injustice. And it's not always me talking. Sometimes I just create the space and say, hey, this is what I saw on the news. This is what's going on. What are your thoughts? What are your feelings? There's no judgment. I will not retaliate. I just want you to know that you can share your thoughts about it. And sometimes these kids just need to know that they have somebody safe they can talk to. So we just do it one issue at a time and then kind of create the space. And usually when you create the space for them to talk, they'll open up because they're already thinking and talking. They just don't know who they can talk to. So, And again, that boils back to them feeling like they can trust you because you actually listening.
All right, Coach. So earlier we talked about your favorite superhero and you said Batman. But for my question, just pretend that you're Captain Marvel, okay? So assemble your dream coaching staff. It could be any coaches present or past, dead or alive. And you only get 4.
I only get 4. Well, off the rip, I'm for sure taking my husband with me. He's still alive. I'm taking Kevin Jackson. I would say I I'm not sure how familiar y'all are, but there's a head coach. She's at Trinity Valley. Her name is Precious Ivy. I would definitely recruit her. And then there's another. I wouldn't go too far into the past, just because this generation is different, and I don't know if they can handle that kind of coaching we had. We had some. I mean, they didn't care about your feelings back then.
That's a good point. You know, we've never had any coach bring that up on this show before. That's an excellent point.
Yeah. Over the years, I started in 2008. I have changed as a coach. You know, you can't coach the way I started. But, you know, it's just different. They're different. And probably the fourth coach, I would say, I like Jason Kidd. I hope he does well for the Mavericks.
I do too.
I think he's going to do good.
Yeah, because look what he did for Giannis. He got him on that track to where he is now. A lot of people don't want to talk about that, though. All right, Coach. If you could take one player currently in the WNBA on your team as a freshman, who would it be and why?
Ooh, as a freshman. Okay, so the Dallas Wings has the Mayberry kid that played. She played at Notre Dame. Oh, I would love to have her as a freshman.
Mabry.
She can shoot from anywhere. Either her, I like the Harrison girl too, but Mabry, boy, she can score from anywhere on the floor. But just the way that it just opens up your playbook with that fluency of being able to knock down open shots. Like, I would love to have her. And she's got high IQ. She's got a motor. She don't care if she come off the bench or if she starts. Like, she gonna give you productivity. And that's hard to kind of teach kids. Like, I don't care if you get 2 or 20 minutes, be productive. But she does it. I would love to have her.
I like Izzy, too. Isabel Harrison.
Yes.
All right, Coach. I got 2 more questions for you before we move to the really, really fun part of our show. Okay, so I have a daughter. She's 6'2". Why should I send my daughter to play at Texas Wesleyan under Coach Jackson?
Texas Wesleyan, we're in Funky Town, Fort Worth, which is a major metroplex city. I would say the biggest thing is, if you're coming to Texas Wesleyan, it's for sure because you get to play for a coach that cares about you and a coach that is going to get your full potential out of you. I've coached All-Americans, all-conference players, professional athletes, and one thing that you'll find across the whole, every last one of them is they say that, you know, the best 2 years when I was at a JUCO or 4 years of their life. Why? Because they got the opportunity to really reach their full potential. And I feel like a lot of kids don't ever get to experience that because they're not under the right coach. So I think you got to have a coach that sees what you're capable of, believes in you, and knows how to get it out of you. And also, too, you're going to get that degree. Nobody's leaving my program without a degree. So,
and
it's the total package.
And number 3, Coach, if they follow the blueprint that you put it out there, you and your husband will put it out there, they going to win. It may take a couple of years, but y'all going to win. Eventually, that thing going to kick in like codeine, and y'all going to start winning some rings. So, she right about that.
Absolutely.
All right, Coach. So,
and that's I think that's what players, they want to win. I think you would be miserable averaging 20 points on a losing team. I'm just being honest. But let's say you average 12 points, but we out here winning. Like, I think kids enjoy winning, and I think they want to be around people who can help them win.
That's right.
That's a good point.
So earlier you mentioned like bits and pieces of the question I'm about to ask you now. You've mentioned love and basketball, and you've also mentioned your husband's name repeatedly during this show. So Monica Wright, please tell us about your Quentin McCall and how y'all got started.
How we met actually in college. We both went to Southeastern Louisiana. His family is from the Louisiana area, so he was closer to home than I was. But yeah, we had like 2 classes together, and I never knew who he was because he was always in class with his head down asleep. But apparently he knew who I was, and we ran into each other at Buffalo Wild Wings, and he asked me like for my phone number because he said we had homework in class. And I'm like, what class? Right. Who are you? Like, you feel like a little bit, I don't know who you are. But sure enough, we had 2 classes together, one at 7 a.m., one at 8 a.m., accounting and marketing class. And he played football at Southeastern. And as we started out just friends, like doing homework together. And then probably a year later, we actually started like looking at each other a little bit differently and developing a little bit stronger feelings. But for me, I would say I got stronger feelings because he was the first guy who would come to all my basketball games. He knew all my stats. Like, he knew inside and out, like, my game. And then he never tried to compete with me or tried to down talk me. Like, I dated other athletes in the past, and it was always like some type of competition where they would be like, oh, you ain't that good. I'm like, well, first of all, that's not nice. And second of all, yes, I am that good. So don't do that. But he was he was always encouraging and uplifting, and he would always, like, he just knew, like, he would even listen to away games on the radio. And for me, as serious as I was about basketball, it was important to have somebody who supported that and didn't try to make me feel bad because I love basketball or because, you know, I might be girly off the court, but on the court, listen, I'm coming for your head. And I needed a guy who was secure and who understood, like, that's just how I am. And he understood that. So we kind of took off from there. We dated and got married, started coaching together, and, you know, the rest is history from there. But I didn't know then that we would work together, coach together, start a business together. I didn't know we were going to get married. You know, I just genuinely loved the friendship and the genuine support that he gave me.
Now, you know what's funny about that, Coach? You mentioned the whole, hey, we need to study sometime, right? I use that line a lot. It didn't lead to me finding my wife, but it got me, yeah, let's move on to the next part of the show.
Coach, now I'm a little disappointed in Kev, but it's okay. I get it. Kev got a lot on his plate right now dealing with other future You Got Next athletes, but can you still get buckets, Coach? Can you still put in work out there on the court? Is the knees all right?
The knees is good. I never had a problem out the knees. The jumper is still on. You know,
it's wet.
I don't get up and down the court as fast. I don't get up and down the court as fast as I used to. Let me just put that out there. But listen, I'm efficient. I don't do a bunch of dribbling around in place. If you let me touch the ball, I'm gonna make you pay for it. You know, I think you get smarter when you get a little bit older, and I think your shot gets a little bit better too.
There it is. You become a smarter player. Because Kev I'm not gonna do you, Kev. It's okay. I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna let you slide on this show.
That's why I didn't ask that, because I know this would be like my 50th game I gotta play. So that's why I didn't ask.
But Kev swear he can get buckets, Coach. Kev swear he can get buckets. I mean, it's documented on several episodes, and she right here in the Fort Worth area. But
well, B. Jones, you know what? How about this, B. Jones? How about we set it up?
Because he don't want free smoke now, do he, Coach? No. You're a little too close. Hey, when somebody in Chicago and they in DC.
Yeah, it's a different conversation.
B. Jones, she's about probably 20, 25 minutes away. Let's go.
Oh, there it is. Hey, Coach, before we schedule a game between you and Kev, one-on-one, we got a game we play on this show. It's called Championship Rounds. All right, Coach Jackson, have you ever played the game called Would You Rather?
Yes.
Okay, so you know the rules. Both hosts will present an option to you, and you call all the shots. You give us the answer which is most applicable to yourself. Whichever host you select their option, they will get a point. The first host to get 2 points, or the best out of 3, will win this episode's game of Championship Rounds. And for those of you who've been tracking along with us, loyal Sports Life Talk Nation fans, Kevin is up 44 games to my 37. So this thing is it's stretching out. Now, keep in mind, Kevin writes these. But with that being said, I'm just messing with you, KT. With that being said, I need a W, Coach. I need a W. I need to start back the comeback season, right? All right, Coach Jackson, are you ready? You got any questions?
I think I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Kev, you the defending champion. Let's rock.
All right, Coach. Would you rather a player that became a coach and won a ring, or
coach a player that went to the WNBA and was named the MVP?
Coach a player that went to the WNBA, became MVP.
Ooh, that's one.
For sure.
That's one for the mouth of the South.
He got the applause in there.
All right, Coach. Round number 2. Would you rather get that one opportunity to make it to the championship game or
win a conference title 10 years in a row with a shot to make it to the tournament?
Ooh, yeah. Win a conference title 10 years in a row with a shot to make it to the tournament. Absolutely,
I'm
yes.
gonna give you a shot at the championship game, though, Coach.
I knew that was gonna happen. Where's my applause? I knew he was going.
I know.
I was waiting. I said, as soon as she goes my way,
it's gonna be something negative. All right, Coach. Last round, Kev.
All right. So round 3. Would you rather go back in time, know what you know now, and do everything all over again, or
would you rather fast forward it 15 years from now and see what you and Kevin are able to accomplish?
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, I would rather just fast forward and see what we accomplish. I think it'll be good motivation.
Yeah, B. Jones, I love how you put her husband in there, because that wasn't originally a part of it. I like how you did that. That was nice.
Well, it sounds like number 38 has been won. The Mouth of the South is back in the W column. I knew when I saw y'all from Louisiana, I was gonna get some love. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't sleep well knowing that I was gonna win this game. I was so excited. Thank you so much for playing along with us and being a good host there, a good guest, Coach. But the name of the show is called You Got Next, right? And so let's talk about the future. What does the future hold for KBJ Academy? Or will we see any more books come out here pretty soon? What does the future hold for you, Coach Jackson?
Yeah, that's a great question. I definitely think that one of the things that you will see is more books coming out of us. One thing we're working on right now is the Play College Basketball post-pandemic version, because COVID put a drastic change on the recruiting landscape, and just there's certain things these kids have got to do since then. So we want to do that. We also want to put together like a team building book or something along those lines, where we just kind of, like you said, put that barbecue sauce and package it up and really help people, because I do think, it could benefit a lot of other programs. And then as far as like KBJ Academy goes, we would like to open up a facility at some point in the near future where, we can do trainings and camps there at that one facility and kind of cut down on all of the travel. But hopefully the future holds a lot of success at Texas Wesleyan, a lot of championships, and more importantly, a lot of great young ladies graduating, figuring out their purpose and getting started in life on a positive note. So that's kind of what I hope to see more than anything else, is seeing, those young people winning in life, man. That, to me, that's like soul money. Like it makes everything worthwhile.
Will you and your husband Kevin ever coach apart from each other ever again, or is this like, hey, you go, I go, we're a tag team no matter what?
We've done that before. I'm okay with us coaching apart. I just know we're much more deadlier together. Where I'm weak, like that's where he's strong, and in those areas where he's not as good, that turns out to be my strength. So we would love to coach together, but I think we're four separate as well. So hopefully we'll stay together. And I really think athletic directors and administrations really need to open up their minds to more husband and wife coaching teams, because, from players in the past and even present, even their parents, they love to see that we work together and that we work well together. We're not arguing and fighting. And it's just a great role model for them to say, I could one day have that. I can have like a friendship, a love, and we don't have to be apart and separate and all this other crazy stuff that the world tells us. So I wish administrators would be more open to it, and be more willing to take a chance on a husband and wife team.
See, Kev, it's a reason why we need to stick together, brother. You need to quit trying to get rid of me, man.
Yeah,
He's
but the
trying
thing
to
is,
get rid of you.
but the B. Jones, she's attractive. You're not. All right, so Coach, besides IG and Twitter, where can people find you?
They can definitely like go to our website, kbjacademy.com. Obviously this fall I'm gonna be hot and heavy in Fort Worth at Texas Wesleyan. Our first home game is November 3rd. If they're trying to like contact me or email me, you can obviously just DM me on social media. Or you can send me an email, bjackson@txwesladyrams.edu. Any questions, comments, anything like that, I'm open to it. I love to have good, thought-provoking conversations. I appreciate y'all for having me on. I've enjoyed y'all. Y'all have lots of energy, and more importantly, like y'all are out here promoting, good people, and there's a lot to be said about that. You're not doing a gossip show, so that's awesome. I appreciate that.
Yeah, we thought about doing the gossip.
Yeah, not yet, Coach. It's probably in the work, but
we thought about
It's
doing the
on the
gossip. We just teasing.
hey, so of course you gave us a shout out. Do you have any more shout outs you want to give?
Just to my girls at Texas Wesleyan, I'm very proud of them and hope that they continue to work hard and get everything that is out there for them to get. And obviously my family, my husband, everybody that supports Brenita and Kevin, that supports KBJ. It's a lot of them out there, but just thank y'all. We appreciate y'all, and hopefully we continue to just build it and keep going up from here.
Well, Coach Brenita Jackson, keep striving, keep dreaming, keep living, doing the things you're doing, because you got next. Sports Life Talk Nation, we want to thank y'all for joining us for another episode. If you took advantage of my invitation at the beginning of this show, thank you so much. But because we want to grow, we want to get this thing to 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to offer that invitation again. If you enjoyed this show, show us some love, subscribe, send this out to a friend, tell a friend to tell a friend, because you are the key, the catalyst for our success. And we get up every day and we want to provide you guys some amazing content. Kevin and I, we push out You Got Next episodes consistently. You'll get 2 episodes per week. We also go live on Wednesday nights at 8 o'clock p.m. Central. If you hit the subscribe button, you'll be notified. We go live on YouTube. Come interact with us. Leave some comments below. Like Coach said, we're maniacal about engagement. We want to come connect with you guys. We want to talk to you guys. We are the streets. We are for the people. We the podcast for the voices of tomorrow. And we promise y'all we're going to keep giving y'all exactly what you want. Kev, I won this episode, so I'm coming for your neck. But you the head coach, sir. I'll let you close this thing out. What do you got to say?
This is definitely a top 10 episode. It would have been top 5 if I had won championship round. So, Coach, I had to dock you some points.
Oh, man.
Hey, Sports Life Talk Nation, we love you guys. Y'all stay safe, be blessed, and take care of one another, because the world is becoming a crazy, crazy, crazy place. We will see y'all again on the next episode of Sports Life Talks. You Got Next. Yeet.